G'day, I'm Jenny Burnell and I'm a mum to 16 children. So thanks for coming and having a chat today. With 16 children, I have a lot of presents to give throughout the year. So it's January and there's no better time than right now to get organised for the next 12 months worth of gift giving. I love giving gifts. It's a wonderful way to express how you feel about somebody. You put all your heart and soul into choosing something that they will treasure, and you wrap it up, you give it to them. There's that special moment when they open it and their face lights up and there's smiles and gratitude and love shared. It's really wonderful. So with so many people though in my house and so many friends that I give to, it can take a bit of organisation to keep everything in its place, keep within my budget, know what I've already bought so that I don't double up on gifts. So I have a little bit of a system in place that I use, and I'm going to share that with you. There is no surprise that I would have a list, right? I have a list for practically everything, and birthdays, because birthdays are important. So this is a very important list to have. So I just print something out on my computer. Let me show you. Let me get that into focus for you. Come on. There it goes. It's really simple. 3 columns, one for the name, one for what you are giving them, and one if you want to keep a check on what you've spent per person. So when you write this list out, don't just put everyone's name on there in any old order. It is much more sensible if you just start with January's birthdays and work your way down. That way you can just start at the top, work your way through, you won't forget anyone, and you won't have to take that time to flip back and forth through the list to figure out who you've already bought for and who you still have to. I just use these shopping bags, like an environmental bag. And I get a little card of paper, laminate it with the child's name or my friend's name on it. Little bull clip stays on there. These are really good because they have handles, so I can bring them from where I store them and I can bring them into the house ready to wrap the presents at the time. So that just makes it really handy. You could also use leftover gift bags, or if you've got old pillowcases, you could use that as well, and then you could just write the person's name on there. So you know what presents are in what pillowcases or bags. So once you've got a bag for everyone and you know what everyone likes, you can keep an eye out for the sales and the specials throughout the year. So every time I find something, like, you know, it might be a little watch or a little toy, and I've picked it up on sale, I can then bring it home, I can pop it in their bag, and then when their birthday comes around, I've literally got this bag of goodies just for that one person. And I can pick and choose what I want out of that to wrap and give to them for their birthday. And then whatever's left over from there, I can then give it to them for Christmas. Now it's always a good idea to keep a list of what's in that bag, and when you use something out of it you can just highlight it or cross it off the list, and that way that you won't re-buy that same item for that person, and it'll keep you much more organised. Now of course I always leave a little bit of space in that list for those something special gifts, you know, the ones that they have just spotted on TV or their friends have been talking about, that you might have to buy closer to the time of their birthday. But that's fine. I mean, you've got the bulk of the rest of the gifts there, but you can leave that little bit. You can stay a little bit flexible with that. Now if you are super organised and very motivated, every couple of months you can take everyone's gifts and you can pre-wrap them. And again, keep a list of what you've wrapped, otherwise you're going to get just as big a surprise as the person opening the gifts. But sometimes it's really nice not to have to worry about writing in that card the night before, or you know, waiting till the kids have gone to sleep to wrap their gifts. And this way, you know, they're there, they're in the bag, they're wrapped up. Just be careful when you store them that you don't put heavy things on top of them, because you don't want to have to rewrap them because you put something heavy on it and it's torn the paper. So just be careful as you stack them away wherever you're going to put it. And of course, only have as much stuff stored as you have space to store it. There's no point in having bags and bags of things if you have no place to keep it all. So if you've got a big closet or a storage room or some place that you keep gifts normally, that you can sort of tuck them away that the little ones aren't going to get into, but only buy and store what you have space for. All right, now the next thing is a card. When you want to give, you know, a lovely birthday card to somebody, yeah, where do you store all of these? Again, so I like to use like a little folder. This is a really old folder. And in it, I don't know if you can see this, hang on, let me see. I just have the months of the year. Let me see if you can see. There we go. So it's just a filing folder. I've put the months of the year in there, and then I can take the cards and I can slip them into January and February and March and so forth. And then when it's time to wrap the presents and write the cards up, I've got them all picked out. They're in my folder. Sometimes if they're not in a little, you know, some cards will come already like this, and you can just write the name on the plastic on the outside. But if they're like this, where it's a card and envelope but there's nothing to write on, just clip a little note to yourself or leave a little note in January's section, so that you know that, right, the pink card with the presents on the front of it is for, you know, this friend or for this child or whatever. And that keeps it super easy, because then all your cards are in the same place. Spare cards that I have, I keep in Ziploc bags, and I write on them girls' birthday cards, boys' birthday cards, special occasion cards. Yeah, that's about all I do with them. Giving a card is really nice. Sometimes if you don't have enough money in your budget to give a gift, sometimes giving a really heartfelt card with a lovely message in it is just still a wonderful way to show somebody that they're loved. Alright, so you're going to come with me now, and I'm going to show you our calendar. For about, gosh, I think probably about 15 years now, I have been hand drawing a calendar for our family, and I've made the pictures on the calendar, each family member, as something different. So, you know, one year we were all bugs and butterflies and things in a garden, and other times we were birds and a few things. You know, it's been really fun to make them over the years. This year we are planets, so little planets with little faces on them, which is really cute. So I keep that a secret when I draw that, and I bring it out on New Year's Eve. So once midnight goes past and we've heralded in the new year, I go and hang up the calendar, and the kids are always excited to go and see what we are in the, you know, in the new year on the new calendar that Mummy's drawn. So I'll take you and show you the calendar. Now, what I'm going to say about the calendar is that having a calendar up in the house is just a great reminder of when people's birthdays are. I'm sure that there are lots of apps and things that you can get on your phone nowadays to remind you of birthdays, but I like a calendar hanging on the wall. It's a little bit personal, so I go through, I write everybody's name on the calendar, what age they're going to be this next year. And yeah, so at the beginning of every month I go and check the calendar. I know whose birthdays I have to attend to. I've got my bags ready with all their gifts in it, so I can have them wrapped and ready to go. Sometimes I'm a little bit behind, but you know, for the most part it keeps me fairly organised with it. So let's go look at the calendar. I'll show you a few of those. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.